Happy day, friends, and welcome back to Devoted. Today is day 28, and we are here together rounding out the last little bit of this journey. And I will continue to emphasize, I will continue to say that I'm grateful to you for being here. I'm grateful to you for showing up, because as you show up to do the work, the world is shifting because of you, because of the work that you are doing. Your inner world is shifting, and the world around you is shifting because of the work that you are doing. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for being present. Thank you for being devoted. Thank you for being devoted to yourself and to this journey, yes, but also just to the journey as a whole, to your personal journey. Thank you for being devoted to that. We are going to go ahead and dive right in. We're going to start with our 3 deep breaths to help center us, to help ground us into this present moment, to help settle us into this moment right here, right now. So go ahead and close your eyes. Start to take your attention to your breath. And I want to invite you to take your right hand and place it on your heart space. And begin to just feel and notice your heartbeat. Your heartbeat, which lets you know that you are alive, which lets you know that you are here, you are present. Remember to squeeze your body, creating that tension within your body on the inhale and releasing everything as you exhale. Taking our first deep breath in. And sigh it out. Deep breath in. And sigh it out. Deep breath in. And sigh it out. Allow yourself to just notice, witness, observe. Releasing your hand and gently opening your eyes. I'll go ahead and introduce the mantra, and with this mantra we're going to chant. So we're gonna use the mantra to chant. We will chant the mantra. I'll guide us through some deep breaths as well, but we're going to spend time just chanting the mantra to allow the words to really settle into our being, so that we can hear the words out loud, so that we can feel them as we're chanting, so that we can, again, just settle into the truth that is within these words. So the mantra for today says, I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. So oftentimes when we are, especially in the beginning of the journey, when we first become aware that, oh, there are some things that I need to let go of, there are some things that I need to change, there's some growth that needs to happen within my mind, body, and spirit. When we first become aware of that, it can be very easy to want to strive for perfection, because that's the narrative that we're used to. We're used to the narrative that says we have to be perfect. We have to get the perfect grades. We have to be the perfect child. We have to be the perfect student or the perfect employee. Like, we're used to that narrative that tells us we need to strive and push for perfection. So whenever we start on a journey like this one, whenever we're looking within ourselves and we're seeing that there are things that need to be healed, or there are things that we need to let go of and surrender, it can be very easy to want to strive for perfection. It can be very easy to want to fix ourselves. And so this mantra, I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete, this mantra invites us to just hold space, to just hold space for the whole self. This mantra invites us to hold space for the whole self. It invites us to hold space for those aspects of ourself that that we might look at and think, wow, I wasn't living in my light in those moments or at that particular moment in time. And instead of looking at that part of ourselves and judging or ridiculing, and then in turn wanting to become perfect, we just hold space for that part of ourselves. We look at that aspect of ourselves and we say, even though you weren't walking in your light, or even though you weren't aware of your light and how to uplift it and how to live in it, you are still sacred even in those moments. You are still whole and complete even in those moments. So this mantra invites us to look at our whole self, to look at our past version of ourselves and the version that we are now. And this mantra invites us to look at those versions of ourselves and to say to those versions of ourselves, you are worthy of love, you are worthy of peace, you are worthy of joy, even in those moments when you didn't know how to settle into those things. Even when you didn't know how to uplift or live in your light, you have always been sacred. You have always been whole. You have always been complete. Even when the people around you may have told you that you were a failure and you believed it and you internalized it, even in those moments when you felt like you were a failure, or when you felt like you couldn't do anything right, or when you were totally and completely stuck in the darkness, even in those moments, you were sacred, you were whole, you were complete. So this mantra invites us to really lean into that truth. Especially, for those of us for all of us, but this might ring true, especially for those of you who grew up in a more religious world, where you are always told that you are a sinner. You are a sinner. From birth, you have been a sinner. And you need to repent, and you need to ask God for forgiveness. You need to ask God for mercy and for grace, because you're not whole, because you are unworthy. That narrative, even if you didn't grow up in a religious setting, that narrative is so seeped into our culture. It has seeped into every aspect of our lives. So as a collective, that narrative rings true. And so we are wanting to look at that narrative and say, that narrative doesn't align with what my inner being is showing me, especially as I begin to heal, especially as I begin to turn inward more and more. I'm seeing that narrative that I always held on to doesn't really align. It doesn't really resonate with me anymore. But what does resonate is the truth, which is that I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. So hopefully you've taken a moment to write the mantra down. Hopefully you've said it out loud a couple of times. We're going to go ahead and move into the portion where we'll chant the mantra a few times. I want you to go ahead and leave your eyes open for right now. Place one hand on your heart space, the other hand resting by your side or on your knee, palm facing up. And we're going to take a few breaths, heart activation breaths. So remember, with heart activation breath, you're really pulling your breath in from, imagine that you're pulling your breath in from your sacral space, right? So that's the area where your genitals rest, right? That's your sacral area, your sacral chakra. So I want you to really feel when you're inhaling that you are pulling the breath from that space into your heart center where your hand is resting. So really taking a deep breath and pulling it from that space. So we'll go ahead and take our first deep breath in together. Exhaling out through the nose. Sending that breath back down into that space. Closing your eyes if that feels natural and good to you. Deep breath in. Exhale out through your nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. If you haven't closed your eyes yet, I want to invite you to go ahead and close your eyes. Release your hand down, your right hand, or whichever hand you have on your heart space. Palm facing up, resting by your side or on your knee. Take a deep breath in. And then you'll chant the mantra as you exhale. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. Allow yourself to have fun. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Deep breath in. Sigh it out. And repeat. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. I am sacred, I am whole, I am complete. Take a deep breath in. Blow the breath out. Deep breath in. Blow the breath out. Deep breath in. And blow the breath out. Allow yourself to just rest in the silence. Allow yourself to observe and witness. Slowly begin to open your eyes. Go ahead and just witness, notice, observe. I want to invite you to work with the question. Ask your inner being, ask yourself, what wants to fall away? When I allow myself to settle into this truth that says I'm sacred, I am whole, I am complete, what inevitably falls away? What beliefs have I held on to about myself, about the world, about other people What beliefs have I held on to that this mantra might be calling me to let go of or to surrender? So be intentional about what it is that you journal about after this mantra, and really ask that question. What am I being asked to let go of? What beliefs about myself, about the world, about other people am I being asked to let go of whenever I settle into this mantra, as I settle into this mantra? What beliefs, what narratives, what stories have I been holding on to? Have I been repeating in my subconscious about myself and about life that this mantra asks me to let go of? Where can I practice a little more grace instead of trying to strive for perfection? Allow yourself to really sit with those questions and journal, and see what wants to come through. And then give yourself permission to lean in, to let go, and to surrender. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for doing the work. I love you all so much, and I will see you tomorrow.